Hello there, and welcome to the Astro Sleep channel. I am so glad you found your way here tonight. Maybe you have had a long day, filled with the noise and the bright lights of the waking world. Maybe your mind has been racing, carrying the weight of tasks and questions that do not yet have answers. But here, in this quiet corner of the frequency, you can set all of that aside. Here, there is no rush. There is no demand on your attention. There is only the soft, steady rhythm of your own breathing and the vast, comforting silence of the cosmos waiting to embrace you. Tonight, we are going to embark on a journey that takes us far beyond the familiar skies of Earth. We are drifting away from the blue warmth of our home planet, floating past the glow of our sun and venturing deep into the velvet darkness of the interstellar night. We are traveling toward the most mysterious and silent inhabitants of our universe. We are going to explore the concept of the black hole. In the stories we often hear, these are places of danger and destruction, portrayed as voracious monsters that consume everything in their path. But tonight, we will see them differently. We will view them through the lens of stillness and deep time. We will understand them not as objects of terror, but as the profound anchors of our galaxy, the silent hearts where space and time themselves fold into a deep, eternal sleep. We will explore how the fabric of reality curves and warps, creating places where the universe holds its breath, where light itself decides to stay, and where the ceaseless ticking of the clock finally comes to a rest. We will drift through the ideas of warping spacetime, of events that happen beyond our sight, and of the quiet invisible winds of Hawking radiation that suggest even the darkest abyss eventually returns its energy to the stars. It is a story of heavy gravity and light curiosity, a story that does not ask you to memorize formulas or fear the unknown, but simply to float within the mystery, resting in the knowledge that the universe is vast enough to hold all things in balance. If these calm, curious explorations help you unwind, I invite you to like or subscribe. It helps other sleepy souls find their way here, too. And now, there is nothing left for you to do but rest. The day is done, and its responsibilities have dissolved into the past. You are safe here, cradled by the night. I invite you to find a comfortable position, perhaps shifting your shoulders or unclenching your jaw, allowing your body to settle into the support beneath you. Feel the pull of gravity not as a force that weighs you down, but as a gentle embrace that holds you secure. Let your eyes close. Let the visual world fade away, leaving only a soft, dark canvas behind your eyelids. Take a slow, deep breath in, filling your lungs with cool, calming air, and then let it out in a long, slow sigh, releasing any tension that remains. Imagine that with every breath you take, your body becomes heavier and softer, sinking deeper into the mattress, melting like warm wax. Picture yourself floating in a vast open space. It is not cold, but cool and refreshing. It is not empty, but filled with a deep, abiding peace. You are weightless here, drifting effortlessly on the currents of starlight. The concerns of the human world are far away, shrinking to tiny points of light until they disappear altogether. You are simply a traveler, a consciousness moving gently through the grand design of nature. Your legs are heavy and relaxed. Your arms are loose and warm. Your mind is untethering itself from the shore of wakefulness, ready to drift out onto the calm waters of sleep. There is nowhere else you need to be. There is nothing else you need to know right now. Just the sound of my voice, guiding you through the dark, and the feeling of total relaxation washing over you like a slow, rhythmic tide. We are ready to begin our drift toward the horizon. We are ready to listen to the whispers of gravity and time. Let your mind relax, your breathing slow, and your body become light, as if gravity has eased. Let's begin. To understand the silence of the black hole, we must first understand the song that comes before it. We must understand the light. Before there is darkness, there is a star. And before there is a star, there is only dust and potential, floating in the deep, cold cradle of the cosmos. Let your imagination drift backward in time. We are moving back before the black hole formed, back before the shadows fell, to a time of radiant beginnings. We find ourselves in a stellar nursery. It is a vast molecular cloud, a kingdom of gas and dust that stretches for light years across the velvet black of space. It is a place of immense quiet. Here, the universe is waiting. Picture these clouds as great billowing curtains of violet and deep blue, illuminated from within by the faint newborn glow of distant suns. They drift slowly, like mist over a morning lake, but on a scale that defies the human mind. They are cold, incredibly cold, protecting the secrets of creation within their freezing depths. In this vastness, atoms of hydrogen float in the emptiness, separated by miles of silence, drifting aimlessly, dreaming in the dark. But there is a force here, a patient and ancient gardener known as gravity. It is the most persistent force in the universe. It is gentle, barely felt at first, like a whisper across a quiet room. It does not rush. It does not demand. It simply pulls, with an infinite tender patience, drawing the dust and the gas closer together. Over millions of years, the cloud begins to collapse inward. It is a slow, majestic descent. The atoms, once lonely travelers in the void, begin to find one another. They gather in the center of the cloud, huddled against the cold. As they come together, the space becomes crowded. The pressure begins to rise. The temperature begins to climb. The heart of the cloud is waking up. Deeper and deeper the material falls, spiraling in toward the core. Wrapped in layers of spinning dust, it becomes a sphere of gathering potential. The heat grows intense, a warmth building in the dark, until finally the threshold is crossed. The pressure becomes so great that the atoms can no longer remain separate. They are pressed together with such force that they merge. And in that moment of union, a spark is born. A star ignites. It is not a violent explosion, but a sudden, glorious opening of an eye. Light floods the surrounding nebula, pushing back the shadows, carving out a cavern of brilliance in the gloom. A new sun is born, a sphere of pure, churning plasma, suspended in the emptiness. This star is a giant. It is massive, far larger than our own sun, a blue-white beacon shining with the ferocity of youth. But its existence is defined by a struggle, a silent, eternal negotiation. This is the ancient balance. On one side, there is gravity. Gravity is the force that created the star. And gravity wants to finish what it started. It wants to pull everything inward, to crush the star down into a single, infinitesimal point. It is the weight of the star itself, pressing down on its own heart, a heavy, comforting blanket of mass that seeks to collapse everything into the center. On the other side, there is the energy of fusion, deep within the core, in the crushed, heated center of the star. A miraculous alchemy is taking place. Here, under the immense weight of the layers above, Hydrogen atoms are being pressed so close together that they fuse. They combine to become helium, a denser, heavier element. And in this act of joining, in this marriage of particles, this energy is the breath of the star. It radiates outward from the core, a continuous, powerful wind of light and heat pushing back against the crushing weight of gravity. It is a push and a pull, a perfect stalemate. Gravity pushes in, the light pushes out. And in the center of this tension, the star finds its stability. It is balancing under the weight of these two forces. It is a hydrostatic equilibrium, a state of grace that can last for millions or even billions of years. Imagine the feeling of this balance. It is like floating in a calm sea, where the water supports you from below, while gravity holds you from above. You are suspended, weightless, held perfectly in place. The star is alive in this way. It is constant. It is steady. It is a lighthouse in the dark, burning with a smooth, unwavering rhythm. In the core, the dance of elements continues. It is a process of immense order and beauty. Hydrogen becomes helium. The star is a factory of light, turning the simple into the complex, turning potential into radiance. Every photon of light that leaves the surface of the star to travel across the galaxy and perhaps eventually land on your retina as you gaze up at the night sky began its journey here in this deep, pressurized furnace. It bounces and wanders through the dense plasma, sometimes taking 100,000 years just to reach the edge of the star. It is a slow, meandering journey of energy, filtering up through the layers, losing its fury and gaining a gentle warmth, until it finally breaks free and flies out into the universe. For eons, this balance holds. The star shines. It watches over its corner of the galaxy, a silent sentinel. Planets may form around it, coalescing from the leftover dust of its birth. They circle in the warmth of its glow, bathed in the energy that flows from that ancient pact between gravity and fusion. There is a deep peace in this long era of the star's life. It seems as though it will last forever. The blue-white light streams out into the void, illuminating the dust clouds, touching the surfaces of distant asteroids, traveling on and on without end. The star is stable. The star is calm. The star is awake. But time, even for a star, is a river that flows in only one direction. The fuel that powers this radiant push against gravity is finite. The hydrogen in the core is vast, an ocean of fuel, but it is not infinite. Atom by atom, day by day, century by century, the hydrogen is consumed. It is transformed into helium, leaving behind the ash of its burning. As the eons pass, the core of the star begins to change. The hydrogen grows scarce. The engine that has held up the weight of the star for so long begins to stutter. The outward pressure, that warm breath that held gravity at bay, begins to fade. And gravity, the patient waiter, the force that has never left, that has been pushing inward every single second of the star's life, senses the weakness. It begins to press harder. The balance shifts. The star begins to contract, but the star is not ready to sleep yet. It has other reserves. As the core shrinks and heats up under the renewed pressure of gravity, it finds a new source of energy. It begins to burn the helium itself. This is a new phase of the life cycle. The star swells. It changes color, shifting from a piercing blue-white to a deep, angry red. It becomes a red supergiant. It is immense now, bloated and vast, swallowing any planets that might have orbited too close. It is burning hotter and faster, consuming its fuel with a desperate hunger. Deep inside, the alchemy becomes more complex. The helium atoms are crushed together to form carbon. Then the carbon is crushed to form neon. Then oxygen. Then silicon. With each step, the star is trying to find a new way to push back against the dark, crushing weight of gravity. It is building heavier and heavier elements, forging the very materials that make up the rocky planets, the asteroids, and even the life forms that might one day look up and wonder. It is a layering of shells, like a great cosmic onion. In the center, the heaviest elements are being made. Outside that, a shell of silicon burning. Outside that, oxygen. Outside that, neon, all the way out to the surface, where the last of the hydrogen still lingers. There is a point where the chemistry of the universe says no more. Eventually, the star begins to fuse iron. Iron is different. Iron is the end of the road. Iron is the heavy anchor that drags the ship down. When you fuse lighter elements like hydrogen or helium, you get energy back. You get a release of light and heat that supports the star. But fusing iron consumes energy. It does not give back. It takes. When the core of the star turns to iron, the music stops. The outward pressure that has supported the star for millions of years simply vanishes. The iron sits there, dark and heavy, a dead weight in the center of a dying sun. It absorbs the heat. It absorbs the energy. It offers nothing in return. Gravity has won. The balance is broken. The ancient treaty is dissolved. The support beams of the temple have been removed, and the roof is made of 1 billion tons of plasma. What happens next is a collapse so sudden, so absolute, that it defies comprehension. But even in this moment of catastrophe, there is a kind of terrible beauty. The outer layers of the star, suddenly unsupported, rush inward. They fall. They do not just drift. They fall at a significant fraction of the speed of light. They are rushing down to meet the core, driven by the inescapable pull of gravity. Imagine the scale of this. An object larger than our entire solar system is collapsing in on itself in the span of a single second. It is a great inhalation. The star takes one last deep breath, drawing everything into the center. They strike the iron core with a force that shakes the fabric of space itself. They slam into the dense center and rebound. The shock wave of this collision ripples outward, tearing through the infalling layers, blasting them out into the universe. This is the supernova. It is a radiant transformation. For a few weeks, this single star will outshine the entire galaxy of 100 billion stars. It is a cosmic firework, a blossoming of light and color that seeds the universe with the heavy elements needed for life. The gold in your ring, the iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, all of it was forged in this moment of spectacular release. It is the universe recycling itself, giving of itself so that something new might one day rise from the dust. But we are not following the debris. We are not following the cloud of expanding gas that will become beautiful nebulas for future astronomers to admire. We are staying with the core. We are staying with what remains in the center. When the light fades, when the fury of the supernova has washed away into the dark, something is left behind. It depends on the mass. If the star was large but not too large, what remains is a neutron star. This is a city-sized ball of neutrons, so dense that a single teaspoon of it would weigh 1 billion tons. It is a strange, spinning jewel, pulsing in the dark. But if the star was truly massive, if the weight of the gravity was truly overwhelming, then even the neutrons cannot hold it up. The collapse does not stop at the neutron star stage. The collapse continues. Physics as we know it begins to crumble. The matter is crushed smaller and smaller. It shrinks past the size of a planet, past the size of a moon, past the size of a city, past the size of a marble. It shrinks down to a point of zero volume and infinite density. The star has vanished. The light has gone. And in its place, a new horizon has formed. A boundary has been drawn in space, a dark sphere from which nothing can return. The black hole is born. It is not an object in the way we usually think of objects. It is a place. It is a region where gravity has become so strong that it has bent space around itself like a cloak. It is a steep valley in the fabric of reality, a well so deep that the walls are vertical. This is the end of the star's long, radiant life, and the beginning of its eternal sleep. The noise of the fusion engine is gone. The heat is gone. The struggle is over. There is only the silence. There is only the gravity, reigning supreme, holding everything in a tight, unbreakable embrace. And so, we drift toward this new entity. We leave behind the memory of the blue-white giant, and we approach the event horizon. It hangs in space like a perfect shadow, a circle of absolute darkness against the starry background. It is peaceful here. The violence of the collapse is a distant memory. Now, there is only the stillness. The black hole does not hunt. It waits. It is a monument to the power of gravity, a quiet reminder that everything, eventually, returns to the center. As we float closer, we can feel the change in the rhythm of the universe. We are entering a realm where the rules of the waking world no longer apply. We are entering the domain of warped time and curved space. Rest here for a moment in the afterglow of the star's life. Feel the magnitude of the journey we have just witnessed, from the cold, drifting dust of the nebula to the blazing heat of the fusion core, to the final, heavy silence of the remnant. It is a cycle of breath. The universe inhales the dust to make a star and exhales the light. And now, in the black hole, it holds that breath, keeping a secret deep within its chest. You are safe to drift here. The gravity that crushed the star is for you just a gentle current, guiding you deeper into relaxation. You are merely an observer, a ghost of consciousness floating through the grand history of the cosmos. We are still hovering in the afterglow of the great star, suspended in the velvet darkness. We have witnessed the long, bright life of the giant, and we have felt the moment the fire dimmed. Now, we must turn our gaze inward, to the very center of the remnant, to understand the transition from light to shadow, from matter to mystery. Let us return to that silent core of iron. It sits there, heavy and waiting. It is the anchor of the star, the dense ash of 1 billion years of burning. Around it, the layers of the star are falling. But let us not view this as a crash. In the slow, dreamy time of the cosmos, let us view it as a great gathering. It is the universe folding in on itself, like a flower closing its petals at the end of a long day. Gravity, the patient sculptor, has been waiting for this moment since the star was born. For eons, it held the star together, keeping it round and whole. Now, with the fusion fires extinguished, gravity is free to finish its masterpiece. It pulls everything down. It pulls the vast clouds of plasma, the heavy elements, the light and the heat. It pulls them all toward the single point in the center. Imagine the sensation of this weight. It is not painful, it is absolute. It is a feeling of incredible heaviness, like a deep, weighted blanket being pulled tight around the shoulders of the cosmos. The matter of the star is tired. It has spent millions of years pushing out, fighting to shine, fighting to exist against the crushing dark. Now, it no longer has to fight. It surrenders. It lets go. It allows itself to fall. As the mass rushes inward, the spaces between the atoms begin to vanish. In our daily lives, we think of solid objects as dense, a rock, a piece of metal, the ground beneath our feet. But in reality, matter is mostly empty space. An atom is like a tiny cathedral, with the nucleus as a small altar in the center, and the electrons like distant birds circling in the high dome. There is so much emptiness, so much room for silence within the stone. But here, in the heart of the collapse, that empty space is being squeezed away. Gravity is closing the gaps. The cathedral is shrinking. The electrons are pressed closer and closer to the nucleus. The vast distances of the microscopic world are being erased. The star is becoming smaller, but it is not losing any of its substance. It is simply becoming more itself, more concentrated, more pure. Down and down it goes. The scale of the star shrinks from millions of kilometers wide to thousands, then to hundreds. It is a rapid descent into intimacy. The matter is becoming so packed that the atoms themselves can no longer exist as they once did. They are crushed together, proton to electron, merging into a sea of neutrons. If the star was smaller, the collapse would stop here. It would find a new balance, resting as a neutron star, a city-sized sphere of incredible density, humming quietly in the dark. But we are following the path of the giants. We are following the stars that were too heavy, too grand, too full of mass to ever stop falling. For these giants, the neutron star is just a pause, a brief hesitation on the journey to the infinite. The weight is simply too great. The gravity is too strong. Even the neutrons, packed shoulder to shoulder, cannot hold back the tide. The floor gives way. The resistance fades. And so, the collapse continues. This is the moment where the known laws of physics begin to dissolve. We are crossing the threshold into the unknown. The matter shrinks past the size of a city. It shrinks past the size of a mountain. It shrinks past the size of a house. Imagine the entire mass of a sun. All that fire, all that history, all that heavy iron, being compressed into a space smaller than a marble. And then, smaller still, smaller than a grain of sand, smaller than an atom. It does not stop. It continues to shrink until it occupies no space at all. It becomes a singularity. This is a concept that defies our waking minds. But here, in the drift of sleep, we can accept it. We can visualize it, not as a destruction of the star, but as a translation. The star has translated itself from the language of matter into the language of pure geometry. It has left the physical world of size and shape and entered a realm of infinite density. It is infinite heaviness in a point of zero size. It is a knot in the fabric of space-time, pulled so tight that it can never be untied. Scientists tell us that at this point, physics as we know it breaks down. The math that describes the rest of the universe, the rules of heat and light and motion, can no longer describe what is happening. The equations yield to silence. It is a secret that the universe keeps even from itself, but while the singularity lies hidden in the deep dark, its presence creates a profound effect on the space around it. This is the birth of the event horizon. Imagine a calm lake. If you drop a small stone, it creates ripples. But if you were to open a drain in the center of the lake, a deep, powerful drain, the water would begin to flow toward it. At first, far away, the current is gentle. You could drift lazily in your boat and easily paddle away. But as you get closer to the center, the current becomes stronger, the water moves faster. There is a specific line, a perfect circle around the drain, where the speed of the water flowing in matches the speed of a boat trying to row out. Once you cross that line, no matter how fast you row, you will be carried down. The event horizon is that line in the cosmos. But it is not water flowing. It is space itself falling. Gravity is dragging space inward, like a tablecloth being pulled slowly but firmly toward the center of the table. Light, which is the fastest swimmer in the universe, tries to swim outward. It tries to fly away into the galaxy. But inside the event horizon, space is falling inward faster than light can fly outward. The light is running on a treadmill that is moving too fast. It is trapped, not by walls, not by bars, but by the curvature of reality itself. From the outside, we see this horizon as a sphere of absolute blackness. It is a shadow in the shape of a ball. It is the black in the black hole. But do not think of it as empty. Think of it as full. It is full of the light that could not leave. It is full of the history that has fallen in. It is a silent archive of everything the star once was. There is a deep serenity in this concept. In a universe that is constantly moving, constantly expanding, constantly noisy with radiation and energy, the black hole is a place of rest. It is a place where things stop. When an object falls toward the horizon, something strange and beautiful happens with time. As we watch from far away, safe in our drifting observation, we do not see the object vanish quickly. Because of the immense gravity, time itself begins to slow down near the horizon. We see the object, perhaps a cloud of gas or a rogue asteroid, drift closer. As it approaches the dark edge, it seems to move slower and slower and slower. The light coming from it grows dimmer and redder, shifting into a soft, deep crimson. It is as if the universe is trying to preserve the image of the object forever. It never quite seems to cross the line. It just fades infinitely slowly, becoming a ghost of itself, lingering on the threshold of the dark. It is a long, eternal goodbye. To the object itself, if it could feel, there is no slowing down. It passes through the horizon in an instant, slipping from the noisy universe into the quiet interior without a bump, without a sound. It falls freely into the embrace of the singularity. But to us, the watchers, it remains suspended in time, a frozen memory of movement. This is the gentle collapse. It is not a violent crushing, but a slow fading away. It is the star, retiring from the stage, dimming the lights, and wrapping itself in a cloak of invisibility. The event horizon is the demarcation line. It is the border between the known and the unknown. On one side there is the universe of cause and effect, of stars and planets, of you and me. On the other side, there is a mystery that has no bottom. In the center of the galaxy, these silent giants orbit. They are the anchors. Without their immense gravity, the galaxy might not hold its shape. They are the unseen foundations, the heavy stones at the bottom of the river that guide the flow of the water. They are not monsters. They are simply the deepest valleys in the landscape of space. When we are tired, we seek the lowest point, the softest bed, the place of least resistance. The black hole is the ultimate low point of the universe. It is where gravity finally wins its long game. It is where the weary matter of the cosmos goes to rest. Let yourself feel the comfort of that heaviness. Imagine that your own body is heavy, grounded, pulled gently by the gravity of the earth. You are supported. You do not need to hold yourself up. The earth holds you. The bed holds you, just as the black hole holds the memory of the star. There is no work to be done here. The fusion is over. The energy output has ceased. There is only the quiet pull, the steady, unchanging grip of the dark. It is a permanent embrace. As we drift around the perimeter of this dark sphere, we can see the light of distant stars bending around it. The gravity is so strong that it acts like a lens, curving the light from behind it into a halo. It is a crown of starlight for the King of Silence. We see the universe warped and twisted as if we are looking through an old, thick glass. This lensing effect reminds us that space is not empty. Space is a fabric. It is a substance that can be stretched, pulled, and woven. The black hole is just a heavyweight resting on that fabric, creating a deep dip where time flows differently. Rest your mind on that image, a heavy, polished stone resting on a soft velvet sheet. The sheet curves down around the stone, smooth and unwrinkled. That is the black hole. It is simple. It is elegant. It is quiet. The complexities of the atomic world, the chaotic dance of the electrons, the fierce heat of the plasma, all of that has been smoothed away. What remains is just mass, spin, and charge. The no-hair theorem tells us that black holes are simple. They lose their complications. They shed the messy details of their former lives and become perfect, featureless spheres. There is something soothing about that simplicity. In a life filled with details, with endless things to remember and manage, the black hole offers a vision of total reduction. It is the ultimate minimalist. It strips away everything that is not essential, leaving only the pure, silent truth of gravity. We float here, at a safe distance, watching the dark circle against the starry field. We feel the immense age of this place. This collapse happened millions of years ago, or perhaps billions. It has been sitting here, quiet and dark, while civilizations rose and fell, while stars were born and died. It is a witness to the deep time of the universe. And in its presence, our own worries feel small. They feel light. They dissolve into the vacuum, leaving us with a sense of perspective and peace. We are just momentary travelers, drifting past the eternal monuments of space. The collapse is complete. The star sleeps. The horizon is drawn. and we are left in the peaceful wake of its formation, ready to explore what lies even deeper in the mystery. We are drifting now at the edge of the known world. We have watched the star collapse, folding in upon itself like a sleepy flower at twilight. We have seen the matter shrink away into the infinite dark. And now, hovering before us, vast and silent against the backdrop of the Milky Way, is the result of that deep slumber. We are looking at the event horizon. To the eyes of the astronomers on Earth, looking through their glass lenses and digital sensors, this is a place of mystery. They call it the point of no return. But here, in the gentle drift of our imagination, let us call it the horizon of stillness. It is the shoreline of a vast dark ocean where the waves of light cease to break and instead settle into a permanent calm. When you look at a picture of a black hole, that famous image of a dark shadow surrounded by a glowing ring, you are not seeing the black hole itself. The true entity, the singularity, lies hidden deep within, veiled by layers of curved space. What you are seeing, that perfect sphere of darkness, is merely the event horizon. It is a demarcation line. It is the boundary where the universe draws a curtain, a quiet signal that says, "Here." The story pauses. Let us contemplate the nature of this boundary. It is not made of matter. You could not touch it. It is not a wall of stone or a fence of iron. It is a mathematical truth made manifest in the sky. It is the precise distance from the center where the pull of gravity becomes exactly strong enough to hold on to light. In the open universe, light is the freest thing there is. Light is the messenger. It travels at the ultimate speed limit of the cosmos, flying through the vacuum, bouncing off planets, carrying images of galaxies to our eyes. It always moves. It never rests. But here, at the event horizon, even light is asked to stay. The gravity of the black hole is so intense, the curvature of space so steep, that for a beam of light to escape, it would need to travel faster than the speed of light itself. And since nothing in our universe can break that speed limit, the light remains. It does not reflect. It does not scatter. It simply enters the dark and becomes part of the silence. This is why it is black. It is black because it is keeping its secrets. It is black because it is a place of absolute absorption, a place where energy is gathered and held in a tight, protective embrace. There is nothing but darkness, but it is a soft darkness, a velvet night that has no dawn. But the black hole does not just hold on to light. It holds on to something even more fundamental. It holds on to time. This is the most profound and sleepy aspect of our journey. We are used to time being a constant river, flowing at the same speed for everyone. We watch the clock tick. Seconds turn into minutes. Hours turn into days. The river flows on, carrying us from the past into the future. However, Albert Einstein taught us that this is an illusion. He taught us that space and time are inseparably connected. They are woven together into a single fabric called spacetime. And just as a heavy sleeper makes a deep impression in a soft mattress, a heavy object like a black hole makes a deep curve in spacetime. The heavier the object, the deeper the curve. And the deeper the curve, the slower time flows. Imagine you are floating in a river, far away from the black hole. The water moves briskly. The current is strong and steady. This is time as we know it on Earth. But as you drift closer to this massive object, the river widens and slows. The water becomes lazy. The current loses its urgency. At the edge of the black hole, near the event horizon, the river of time slows down until it is barely moving at all. It becomes a placid lake, glassy and still. If we were to place a clock near the event horizon, its hands would move so slowly you would have to watch for 1,000 years just to see the second hand twitch. The ticking would stretch out, the spaces between the ticks growing longer and longer until the silence between the seconds became an eternity. Within the event horizon, the warping is so extreme that space and time basically cease to exist as we understand them. It is a place where there is no where and no when. It is a realm of pure being, suspended outside the frantic schedule of the rest of the universe. This creates a beautiful and strange phenomenon for us, the observers. Imagine we are watching an object fall toward the black hole. Perhaps it is a cloud of ancient dust, or a remnant of a comet, drifting in from the cold void. From the perspective of the dust, the journey is smooth. It falls. It approaches the horizon. It crosses the line. It slips into the dark. It feels no bump, no barrier. To the dust, the fall is continuous, a simple surrender to gravity. But to us, watching from a safe distance, we see something very different. We see a magic trick of relativity. As the dust approaches the event horizon, we see it slow down. The light coming from it has to climb out of that deep gravity well to reach our eyes, and the climb is exhausting. The light waves get stretched out. They become longer and lazier. In physics, we call this redshift. The light shifts from blue to yellow to orange to a deep, slumberous red. We watch the dust cloud moving slower and slower. It looks as if it is hesitating. It looks as if it is trying to stop. It approaches the edge, but it never quite seems to touch it. It just hovers there, suspended in the amber of distorted time. We will never see it cross the event horizon. There will be no splash. There will be no satisfying moment of absorption. Instead, the image of the dust will just hang there, fading. It dims. The red grows deeper and darker. It shifts into infrared, a light we can feel as heat but cannot see with our eyes. Then it shifts into radio waves, long, slow undulations of energy. And finally, it fades into nothingness. The object has effectively frozen in time from our perspective. It has become a permanent part of the horizon, a ghost image plastered onto the sky, slowly dissolving into the dark. This is the ultimate preservation. The black hole does not destroy the image of what falls in. It keeps it. It holds it at the very edge, slowing down its final moments until they stretch out toward infinity. It is as if the universe is saying, "Do not rush. Stay here a while. Let this moment last forever." Think of the peace in that idea, a place where the deadline never arrives, a place where the journey never quite ends, a place where the final step is suspended forever in a state of quiet anticipation. It is a sanctuary from the forward march of entropy. Everywhere else in the universe, things are arging. Stars are burning out. Galaxies are drifting apart. But here, at the event horizon, time has decided to take a nap. This concept was not always obvious. For a long time, humanity believed that gravity was just a force, a simple tug-of-war between objects, as described by Isaac Newton. Newton saw the apple fall and the moon orbit, and he wrote down the rules. But he did not see the curve. He did not see the fabric. It was not until 1915, when Albert Einstein presented his theory of general relativity, that we began to understand the true nature of this stillness. Einstein showed us that gravity is not a rope pulling us down. It is the shape of space itself guiding us. And from Einstein's equations, a man named Carl Schwarzschild, serving in the quiet moments of a chaotic world, calculated the impossible. He reasoned that if you packed enough mass into a small enough space, the curve would become a trap. He found the math for the silence. At first, scientists thought it was just a quirk of the numbers. They didn't believe such absolute stillness could exist in a chaotic universe. They were uncertain if black holes were actually real. It took 40 years of searching the skies before we found the first evidence. We found Cygnus X1. High in the constellation of the Swan, we saw a star dancing with an invisible partner. The star was swirling, pouring its light and matter toward a patch of empty space. It was being pulled by something massive, something 15 times the mass of our sun, yet something that gave off no visible light. It was the first ghost we found, the first silent heart. Since then, we have found many more. We have realized that the universe is peppered with these quiet islands of time. Massive ones sit at the center of galaxies, anchoring the swirling, spiraling arms of stars, like a heavy stone in the center of a spinning potter's wheel. Our own home, the Milky Way, revolves around such a point, a supermassive black hole called Sagittarius A. It is there right now, in the direction of the Archer constellation, hidden behind curtains of dust. It is the pivot point of our galactic night. It is not a monster. It is the hub. It is the axle around which our great wheel turns. Even though we are moving at incredible speeds through space, orbiting the center of the galaxy, we are held in a gentle, stable embrace by the gravity that emanates from that dark center. We are connected to it. We are dancing to its slow, silent rhythm. As we linger here at the horizon of stillness, let us appreciate the safety of the dark. In our modern world, we are often afraid of the dark. We fill our nights with artificial lights, chasing away the shadows. We equate darkness with the unknown, with emptiness. But the event horizon teaches us that darkness is also presence. It is heavy, it is solid, it is a substance. The black hole is not a hole in the sense of a tear or a lack. It is a density. It is the most real thing there is, so real that it bends reality around it. It is a concentration of existence so profound that it turns off the lights. So, when you close your eyes tonight, do not think of the darkness behind your eyelids as emptiness. Think of it as your own personal event horizon. It is the boundary where you leave the outside world behind. It is the line where the noise of the day stops and the quiet of the inner world begins. You are crossing that horizon now. You are letting the light of the waking world fade. You are letting the rush of time slow down. The ticking clock on the wall becomes irrelevant. The schedule of tomorrow dissolves. You are entering the zone of time dilation. Your breathing slows down to match the rhythm of the deep universe. Your thoughts, which were racing like comets, begin to experience the heavy, comforting pull of sleep. They slow, they dim, they drift toward the center and settle into silence. There is no need to escape this pull. It is a natural force. It is the gravity of rest. Let yourself float on this dark, still lake. There are no waves here. There is no wind. There is only the smooth, glassy surface of the eternal now. The light has faded to red. The red has faded to black. And in the black, there is peace. We have reached the edge. We have stood on the shoreline of the impossible and looked into the void, and we have found it to be calm. But even in this place of absolute stillness, where it seems nothing can ever change, there is a deeper layer of magic. Even in the nothingness, there is something. Even in the vacuum, there is a hum. As we prepare to drift deeper, beyond the visual silence, we will discover that the darkness is not empty. It is alive with a subtle, shimmering energy. We are about to enter the realm of the invisible ocean. We have spent our time lingering at the edge of the great shadow, watching the slow, frozen moments of the event horizon. We have felt the heaviness of the black hole, that singular point of gravity that anchors the galaxy. But now we must turn our gaze away from the heavy and the dense. We must look into the spaces in between. We are going to look at the nothingness. Let your mind drift away from the black hole for a moment. Imagine we are floating in a patch of deep intergalactic space. It is far from any star, far from any planet, far from the swirling dust of the nebulas. It is the deepest, darkest void you can imagine. If you were to look at this space with your eyes, you would see absolute black. If you were to reach out your hand, you would touch nothing. There is no air. There is no wind. There is no warmth. It appears to be a perfect vacuum, a place where existence has simply ceased to be. But let me ask you a question, not to wake you, but to deepen your wonder. What is nothing? Is it truly empty? Or is the emptiness just a disguise? To understand this, we must look at the light that travels through it. Imagine a single beam of starlight traveling from a distant galaxy, crossing this vast void to reach us. We know that light is a wave. It undulates. It ripples through the cosmos like a song moving through the air. But think about a wave in the ocean. A wave in the ocean is energy moving through water. Without the water, there can be no wave. Think about a sound wave. Sound is energy moving through the air, passing from one molecule to another. Without the air, there is no sound. So, when light waves travel through the absolute vacuum of space, what are they waving in? What is the water that carries this cosmic ripple? The answer lies in one of the most beautiful and sleepy concepts in all of physics. It tells us that there is no such thing as empty space. The universe is filled, from corner to corner, with an invisible fabric. We call these the quantum fields. Imagine the universe not as a collection of objects, but as a vast, calm ocean that has no shore. This ocean is everywhere. It is inside the black hole, and it is outside it. It is in the space between the stars, and it is in the space between the atoms of your own body. It permeates everything. It is the fundamental blanket of reality. These fields are usually quiet. When there is no matter, when there is no light, the surface of this ocean is flat and still. It is like a guitar string that is resting, waiting to be played. It is a graph with a value of 0. This is what we perceive as empty space. But the potential is always there. When we see a particle, an electron, a photon of light, a quark, we are not seeing a tiny, solid marble floating in nothingness. We are seeing a ripple in the ocean. We are seeing the quantum field vibrating. An electron is just a place where the electron field is humming. A photon is just a place where the electromagnetic field is resonating. Every piece of matter in the universe, from the burning heart of a star to the lash of your eyelid, is just a momentary song being played on these invisible strings. You are not separate from the universe. You are a localized vibration of it. You are a pattern of energy moving through the ancient fields. And here is where the mystery deepens. Here is where the silence becomes alive. According to the rules of this quantum world, specifically a rule known as Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, the universe refuses to be completely still. In our large, heavy world of tables and chairs, things can sit perfectly still. A stone on the ground does not move unless you kick it. But in the tiny, microscopic world of the quantum fields, absolute stillness is impossible. The laws of nature forbid the energy value from staying at exactly zero for too long. The fields must breathe. They must tremble. Even in the deepest vacuum where there is supposedly nothing, the quantum fields are constantly fluctuating. They are shimmering with a faint, unseen energy. It is a kind of quantum jitter, a nervous energy that exists in the very fabric of space. Imagine the surface of a calm lake at night. It looks like glass. But if you were to look closer, microscopically close, you would see the water molecules dancing. You would see tiny tremors, little rises and falls that happen in the blink of an eye. This is the state of the vacuum. It is not dead. It is teeming with potential. It is a roiling, boiling sea of activity that happens so fast and on such a small scale that we cannot see it. Out of this shimmering energy, something magical happens. The fields borrow energy from the silence and create particles. We call them virtual particles. They are the ghosts of the quantum world. They appear out of nowhere, born from the fluctuations of the field. They pop into existence in pairs, one particle of matter and one particle of antimatter, a pair of twins born from the void. For a briefest fraction of a nanosecond, they exist. They float. They experience the reality of the universe. And then, just as quickly as they arrived, they find each other again. They collide. They annihilate. They dissolve back into the energy of the field, returning the energy they borrow. It is a constant cycle of birth and return. Pop, flash, gone. Pop, flash, gone. Imagine looking out over that dark ocean again, but now you see it differently. You see tiny sparkles of light appearing and disappearing on the surface, like fireflies in a dark forest, or like the effervescence of foam on the shoreline. The empty space is frothing with these temporary lives. This is happening everywhere. What is happening in the space in front of your nose? It is happening in the center of the sun. It is happening at the edge of the black hole. The universe is constantly testing its own existence, manifesting these tiny sparks of being and then calling them home. You might wonder if this is just a story. You might wonder if these ghost particles are just a mathematical dream. But the universe has whispered its secrets to us, and we have found ways to listen. We have proof. In 1948, a physicist named Hendrik Casimir proposed a way to catch these ghosts. He suggested an experiment that was elegant in its simplicity. He said, "Take two metal plates. Make them perfectly flat and perfectly reflective. Place them in a vacuum so there is no air between them, and then bring them very, very close together. His reasoning was this: the quantum ocean is filled with waves of all sizes. There are long, rolling waves, and there are short, choppy waves. When you bring the two plates close together, you create a very narrow channel. The gap is so small that the big, long waves of the quantum field cannot fit inside. They are too large. They are excluded. Only the tiny, short waves can ripple in the space between the plates. But outside the plates, in the vast rest of the universe, all the waves, big and small, this creates an imbalance. There is more activity outside than inside. There are more virtual particles pushing on the outside of the plates than there are pushing on the inside. The result is a pressure. The silence of the universe pushes the plates together. It is a gentle force. It is incredibly weak, like the weight of a butterfly's wing, but it is there. We have measured it. We have seen the plates move. Think about the profundity of that. The nothingness is strong enough to move matter. The empty space has weight. The invisible ocean is pressing against everything, holding us in its subtle, buoyant embrace. This phenomenon, the Casimir effect, is a reminder that we are never truly alone. Even in the deepest isolation, we are surrounded by this presence. We are swimming in a sea of infinite energy, and this sea is connected to the black holes we are exploring tonight. For a long time, we thought black holes were simple, dark eaters of matter. But in 1974, Stephen Hawking looked at this quantum ocean and asked a question. He asked, what happens when these virtual particles, these tiny popping pairs of twins, appear right at the edge of the event horizon? What happens when the ocean meets the waterfall? Usually, the twins pop into existence, hug, and vanish. They cancel each other out. The debt is paid. The silence returns. But at the edge of the black hole, gravity is steep. The curvature is extreme. Hawking imagined a pair of virtual particles appearing just on the demarcation line. One twin is born just outside the horizon. The other twin is born just inside. Or perhaps they are both born outside, but one slips. Imagine the tragedy and the beauty of this separation. The pair is created. But before they can reunite, before they can annihilate and return to the void, the inner twin is caught. The gravity of the black hole grabs it. It falls. It crosses the point of no return. It is lost to the darkness forever. The outer twin is left alone. It has no partner to annihilate with. It cannot vanish. It has been stranded in existence. It has become real. The black hole has torn the virtual pair apart, and in doing so, it has promoted the surviving twin from a ghost into a real particle. This particle, now possessing mass and energy, turns away from the black hole and flies out into the universe. To us, watching from far away, it looks like the black hole is emitting a particle. It looks like the black hole is shining with a faint, cold light. We call this Hawking radiation. It is a glow born from the interaction of the deepest gravity and the deepest silence. It is the black hole slowly, very slowly, giving its energy back to the quantum ocean. But nature demands balance. The energy to make that particle real had to come from somewhere. It could not come from nothing. The universe does not give free gifts. The energy comes from the black hole itself. By capturing the negative partner, by swallowing the debt of the vacuum, the black hole loses a tiny fraction of its own mass. With every particle that flies away, the black hole gets a little lighter. It shrinks, it fades. This is the long, slow exhale of the monster. It suggests that black holes are not eternal. They, too, have a life cycle. They are born from the collapse of stars. They live for eons as silent guardians, and then, over timescales that defy imagination, they evaporate. They dissolve back into the bath of quantum fields. They turn into radiation. They return to the ocean. This process is incredibly slow. For a massive black hole, it will take longer than the current age of the universe for it to lose even a significant amount of weight. It is a process of deep time. It is a dripping tap in a cavern that takes 1 billion years to fill a cup, but it tells us that nothing is lost forever. The matter that fell in, the stars that were consumed, the history that was hidden, it is all eventually recycled. It is processed through the strange machinery of the event horizon and returned to the cosmos as a whisper of heat. It is a cycle of breath on a cosmic scale. The universe inhales matter into gravity and exhales radiation into the void. Rest in this idea. The idea of the quantum field is a lullaby. It tells you that the foundation of reality is not hard, sharp rocks, but a soft, fluctuating fluid. You are resting on a sea of potential. The emptiness around you is not a lack of things. It is a fullness of energy that is simply resting. It is the pause between the notes. It is the white canvas before the paint. Let your mind float on these waves. You do not need to understand the math of the uncertainty principle. You only need to feel the rhythm. The strumming of the invisible strings, the gentle popping of the fireflies in the dark. The universe is a song that plays itself. And you, in your quiet rest, are listening to the melody of the deep. The black hole is interacting with this ocean. It is not an enemy of the field. It is a part of it. It is a knot in the weave. And as we drift closer to understanding this connection, we begin to see that the black hole does more than just sit there. It spins. And as it spins, it drags the ocean with it. It creates a whirlpool in the fabric of the fields. We are about to enter the current. We are about to feel the motion of the great rotation. But for now, stay in the calm. Stay in the knowledge that the void is holding you. The pressure of the universe is gentle, and it is on your side. We are still drifting in the wake of that solitary particle, the one that escaped. We watched as the invisible ocean of the quantum field gave birth to a pair of twins, and we watched as the black hole, with its immense gravity, separated them forever. One fell into the dark, and one flew out into the light. But this act of separation is not without consequence. In the delicate accounting of the cosmos, nothing is free. The universe keeps a strict ledger of energy, and every debt must be paid. When that single particle flies away, carrying mass and energy out into the void, the balance sheet must be reconciled. The black hole has to pay the price. This brings us to the most poetic irony of astrophysics, a concept brought to light by the physicist Stephen Hawking in 1974. He realized that by capturing the negative partner of the virtual pair, the black hole is essentially swallowing a debt. It absorbs the deficit, and in doing so, it loses a tiny, imperceptible fraction of its own mass. Think of it as a slow, cosmic evaporation. We often imagine black holes as eternal, unchanging monuments that will last until the end of time. We see them as the ultimate endpoints of destruction. But Hawking's theory whispers a different truth. It tells us that black holes are mortal. They are not static statues. They are slowly dissolving. Imagine a block of ice sitting on a mountaintop in the middle of a long, cold winter. It looks permanent. It looks like stone. But the wind is blowing over it, carrying away one molecule of water at a time. It is a process so slow that if you watched it for a human lifetime, you would see no change. But the mountain knows, the wind knows, the ice is fading. This is the fate of the black hole. It is bleeding energy into the universe, one particle at a time. We call this Hawking radiation. But do not imagine this as a bright light. Do not imagine a beacon shining in the dark. For the massive black holes that live in the centers of galaxies, this radiation is incredibly faint. It is a cold glow. Hawking predicted that this radiation would be colder than the empty space around it, colder than the background radiation left over from the Big Bang. It is a warmth so subtle that it is almost indistinguishable from the cold. It is a whisper in a hurricane. It is a ghost of heat. This faintness is why we have not yet seen it with our telescopes. The signal is too quiet, drowned out by the noise of the living universe. We would only really be able to detect it once the universe has gone cold and dead, when the stars have burned out and there is nothing else to get in the way. But just because we cannot hear the whisper yet does not mean it is not there. The math, the beautiful and solid language of the universe tells us it must be so. And scientists have found ways to listen to echoes of this process right here on Earth. In quiet laboratories, like those at the Technion, researchers have created sonic black holes. They use sound waves moving through a supercold fluid to mimic the event horizon. They create a stream of fluid that flows faster than the speed of sound. A sound wave trying to swim upstream against this current is trapped, just like light is trapped by gravity. It cannot escape. It is a horizon of silence. And in these silent, cold experiments, they have detected it. They have seen the analog of Hawking radiation. They have seen faint ripples of sound escaping from the edge, confirming that the principle holds true. The math works for sound, just as it works for light. The whisper is real. Now, let us turn our minds to the timescale of this evaporation. This is where the true sleepiness of the concept lies. This is where we confront the magnitude of deep time. The evaporation of a black hole is not something that happens in years, or centuries, or millenniums. It is a process that unfolds over eras that defy human comprehension. A black hole with the mass of our sun would take roughly $10 circumflex, $67 years to evaporate. That is a 1 followed by 67 zeros. It is a number so large that if you were to count every grain of sand on every beach on Earth, you would not even be close. And for the supermassive black holes, the giants we visited in the previous chapters, the time is even longer. They will persist for eons upon eons, sitting in the dark long after the last star in the universe has flickered and died. Imagine the future of the cosmos. Trillions of years from now, the galaxies will have drifted apart. The nebulae will have dissipated. The stars will have exhausted their fuel and turned into cold, dark remnants. The universe will be a vast, empty sea of darkness. But in that deep, eternal night, the black holes will still be there. They will be the last lanterns. They will be the warmth keepers of the galaxy. They will sit in the void, slowly breathing out their energy, returning the matter they consumed back to the vacuum. It is a long, slow act of charity. Everything they took, they eventually give back. As a black hole shrinks, the process begins to change. For billions of eras, it is stable. But as it gets smaller, it gets hotter. The smaller the black hole, the steeper the curvature near the horizon, and the more likely it is to tear those virtual particles apart. So, as the eons drag on, the black hole begins to radiate faster. The whisper becomes a murmur. The murmur becomes a hum in the very final moments of its life. After a lifetime that has spanned the history of the universe 1 billion times over, the black hole reaches the end. It has become tiny. It has shed all its mass. And in that last fraction of a second, it releases whatever remains in a final burst of energy. Some call it an explosion, but let us view it as a release. It is the final sigh of the weary giant. It is the moment where the knot in space-time is finally untied. The tension is released. The curvature snaps back to flat. The black hole vanishes. It is gone completely. There is no scar left on the sky. There is no debris. There is just the flat, calm ocean of the quantum field, rippling gently where the giant once stood. Think about the peace in that conclusion. Even the most powerful, most inescapable, most heavy objects in existence are not permanent. They too are temporary forms. They, like clouds, gather, exist for a while, and then dissolve. There is a lesson for our own minds in this physics. We often feel that our problems, our worries, or our mistakes are heavy. We feel they are like black holes, consuming our light, weighing us down with a gravity we cannot escape. We feel that they will last forever. But the universe tells us otherwise. It tells us that nothing holds its shape forever. Even the deepest gravity eventually evaporates. Even the darkest trap eventually opens. If a black hole, which can bend time and swallow stars, can eventually let go of everything it holds, then perhaps we can too. Perhaps we can let our own worries evaporate. We can let them drift away, particle by particle, into the cool night air. We can watch them turn into radiation, fading into the background, leaving us light and empty and free. As we float here in the imagination of the distant future, watching the last of the black holes fade away, we are left with a sense of profound stillness. The universe is tidy. It cleans up after itself. It recycles the stars, and it recycles the shadows. This cycle is powered by the information paradox, a puzzle that physicists have wrestled with for decades. If a black hole disappears, what happens to the information of the things that fell in? For a long time, we thought it was lost. We thought the book was destroyed. But the new theories, the gentle whispers of loop quantum gravity and string theory, suggest that the information is preserved. It is woven into the radiation. It is imprinted on the hologram of the horizon. Nothing is truly lost. It is just transformed. The atoms of the star that collapsed, the light that was trapped, the dust of the ancient nebulas, all of it is returned to the wild. It is free to become something else. Maybe a new ripple in the field. Maybe a new fluctuation in the vacuum. So, the black hole is not a tomb. It is a chrysalis. It is a cocoon where matter goes to sleep for a very, very long time, to undergo a strange and secret transformation, before emerging again as pure energy. Rest in the comfort of that cycle. The great wheel turns slowly, but it always turns. We have now seen the birth of the black hole from the fire of the star. We have seen its silent life as an anchor of the galaxy, and we have seen its distant, peaceful death as a wisp of radiation. But our journey is not over. We have looked at the black hole as a static object, a sitting sphere. But in the real universe, things are rarely so still. In the real universe, things dance. Most black holes are not just sitting there, they are spinning. And when a black hole spins, it does something truly miraculous to the space around it. It does not just bend space, it drags it. It grabs the fabric of reality and twists it into a spiral. We are about to leave the cold, quiet future and return to the active present. We are going to approach a spinning black hole. We are going to enter the whirlpool. But do not be afraid. We are drifting currents. We will move with the flow. We will feel the rhythm of the rotation, a cosmic lullaby that rocks the very frame of existence. Prepare yourself to feel the motion, not a jerky, violent shaking, but a long, smooth, powerful rotation. Like a carousel moving in slow motion. Like a leaf caught in a lazy eddy of a wide river. The universe is a dancer, and the black hole is the lead. Let the concept of Hawking radiation settle in your mind like a soft mist. A cooling mist. The black hole breathes out, and the universe breathes in. A slow, rhythmic exchange that sustains the balance of the dark. Close your mind to the noise of the day and open it to the silence of the evaporation. One particle at a time, one worry at a time. Let it all go. We have watched the black hole sleep, and we have watched it slowly breathe its energy back into the void. In our minds, we have perhaps pictured it as a statue, a perfect, motionless sphere sitting in the center of the canvas. But the universe is rarely so still. The universe is a place of rhythm. It is a place of movement. Everything in the cosmos dances. The moon dances around the earth. The earth dances around the sun. The sun dances through the spiral arms of the Milky Way, and the Milky Way itself pirouettes slowly through the intergalactic dark. It is a heritage of motion left over from the very beginning. When the great dust clouds first collapsed to form the stars, they did not fall in a straight line. They swirled, and as they shrank, like an ice skater pulling in their arms, they spun faster. This is the law of the conservation of angular momentum. It is a promise that motion is never lost, only concentrated. So, when a massive star collapses to form a black hole, it does not lose this ancient rhythm. It carries the spin with it into the darkness. Most black holes in the universe are not sitting still. They are spinning. And some of them are spinning incredibly fast, rotating thousands of times every second. But a spinning black hole is different from a spinning top or a spinning planet. When a planet spins, it just turns within the space around it. The air might move, the water might flow, but the space itself remains still. A black hole is different. A black hole is so heavy, so deeply connected to the fabric of reality, that when it turns, it does not turn alone. It drags the universe with it. This is one of the most mesmerizing concepts in all of astrophysics. Scientists call it frame dragging, or the lens-thirring effect. But let us think of it as the cosmic whirlpool. Imagine space is not empty air. but a thick, warm fluid. Imagine it as a vast ocean of golden honey or heavy syrup. The black hole is a sphere immersed in this fluid. As it spins, the friction of gravity grips the honey. It pulls the fluid around with it. Far away from the black hole, the honey is still. But as you get closer, you can feel a current. The space itself begins to flow in a circle. It is a gentle, sweeping tide that orbits the center. If you were to float in a spaceship near a spinning black hole, you would not need to fire your engines to circle it. You could turn off your systems. You could close your eyes. You could simply float, and the space itself would carry you. Like a boat resting on a lazy river, you would drift around the black hole, carried by the invisible current of gravity. This is the lullaby of the spin. It is a rocking motion. It is the universe cradling you, moving you in a long, slow arc. There is a specific region around a spinning black hole where this effect becomes overwhelming. It is a shell-shaped region that surrounds the event horizon. It has a beautiful name, the ergosphere. The word comes from the Greek word ergon, meaning work. But let us interpret work, not as labor, but as energy. It is the sphere of energy. The ergosphere is the place where the river becomes a rapid. Here, the black hole is dragging space so fast that the current moves faster than the speed of light. Now, you might remember that Einstein said nothing can move through space faster than light, and that is true. But space itself is not a thing moving through space. Space is the stage. And the stage can spin as fast as it wants. Inside the ergosphere, space is rushing around the black hole at a speed that defies imagination. If you were floating here, you could not stand still even if you wanted to. To stand still, to hover over a single point on the event horizon, you would have to swim against the current faster than light. And since that is impossible, you must surrender. You must flow. But this surrender is not scary. It is a release. It is the ultimate permission to let go. Imagine being caught in a warm, swirling eddy of water. You cannot fight it. You cannot swim out of it easily. So, you simply lean back. You let the water take you. You become part of the rotation. You spin with the black hole, joined in a synchronized dance that has been going on for 1 billion years. The ergosphere is a place of immense power, but also immense grace. It is shaped like a pumpkin, bulging out at the equator of the black hole and touching the event horizon at the poles. It is a protective bubble of flowing space. And because of this spin, the black hole itself changes shape deep inside. Remember the singularity? In a stationary black hole, we imagined it as a single point, a tiny dot of infinite density. But when the black hole spins, the centrifugal force, the same force that pushes your arms out when you spin around, pushes the singularity outward. It stops being a point. It opens up. It becomes a ring. Deep inside the dark, hidden behind the veils of the horizon, lies the ring singularity. Mathematicians call it a ring of fire or a ring of Kerr, named after the physicist Roy Kerr, who discovered the math for it. But let us call it the ring of silence. It is a perfect circle of infinite density, hovering in the void. It has zero thickness, but it has a radius. It is a hula hoop of gravity, and here lies a gateway to the strangest dreams of science. The math suggests that because it is a ring, the center is empty. If you were indestructible, if you could survive the journey through the horizon, you might not crash into the singularity. You might pass through the middle of the ring. And where would you go? The equations of general relativity, when stretched to their dreamy limits, suggest that passing through the ring might lead you somewhere else. It might act as a wormhole. It might lead to another region of space, a distant corner of the universe where the stars are different and the light is new. Or it might lead to a negative space, a mirror universe where gravity pushes instead of pulls. We do not know if these pathways are real. They may just be ghosts in the machine of mathematics. But the possibility hangs there, a tantalizing question mark in the heart of the dark. It suggests that the black hole is not just a dead end. It is a door. It is a passage, it is a tunnel, connecting the heavy reality we know to a lighter, dreamier place. But let us return to the outside. Let us return to the gentle drift of the ergosphere. Because of this spin, the black hole interacts with the universe in a way that creates light. We often think of black holes as invisible, but the spinning ones are often the brightest objects in the sky. Not the hole itself, but the material around it. Matter that falls toward a spinning black hole does not fall straight in. It gets caught in the whirlpool. It joins the dance. It forms a flat, swirling structure called an accretion disk. We will explore this disk of light in our next movement, but for now, focus on the motion. Focus on the feeling of the spin. The universe is not static. It is a clockwork of circles within circles. The electrons orbit the nucleus. The moons orbit the planets. The planets orbit the stars. The stars orbit the black holes. And the black holes spin, dragging the fabric of reality with them. It is a grand cosmic waltz. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. A rhythm that permeates everything. When you lie in bed at night, you can feel this rhythm. If you are very still, you are on a planet that is spinning. The room you are in is moving at 1,000 miles an hour. You are orbiting a sun at 67,000 miles an hour. You are drifting through the galaxy at 500,000 miles an hour. You are never truly still. You are always being rocked. You are always being carried. The spinning black hole is just the conductor of this great orchestra. It sets the tempo for the galaxy. Its gravity reaches out across thousands of light years, whispering to the stars, telling them how to move. Space tells matter how to move, as the physicist John Wheeler said, and the black hole tells space how to curve. There is a comfort in this connectivity. We are not isolated specks of dust. We are part of a continuous flow. The gravity that spins the black hole is the same gravity that keeps your feet on the ground. The angular momentum that shapes the ergosphere is the same momentum that keeps a bicycle upright. It is all the same law. It is all the same song. In the ergosphere, energy can be borrowed. Sir Roger Penrose theorized that if you dipped into this region and split a rock in two, dropping one half into the hole and letting the other fly out, you could steal energy from the spin. You could use the black hole like a giant flywheel, tapping into its rotation to power a civilization. But tonight, we do not need to steal energy. We only need to observe it. We can watch the black hole spin and feel the immense reserve of power it holds. It is a battery that will last for eons. It is a reservoir of motion that will keep the galaxy turning long after we are gone. The frame dragging effect reminds us that our environment affects us. We are shaped by the space we live in. The black hole shapes its surroundings, bending the light, twisting the time, dragging the vacuum. And as we drift in this imaginary spaceship, caught in the gentle current of the lens-thirring effect, we can turn off our engines completely. We can stop trying to steer. We can stop trying to control the direction. The current knows where to go. The gravity knows the way. Allow yourself to be frame dragged into sleep. Imagine that sleep is a massive, gentle object, a dark sphere of rest. As you get close to it, you enter its ergosphere. You enter its sphere of influence. You can feel the current of sleep pulling at you. It is dragging your thoughts. It is slowing down your sense of time. It is curving the reality of your bedroom into the dreamscape of the night. You do not need to fight it. You do not need to swim against it. Just lean back. Let the rotation take you. Let the heavy golden honey of sleep wrap around you and carry you into the center. The spin is smooth. There are no bumps. It is a perfect, frictionless glide. Round and round we go, spiraling slowly inward, moving closer to the ring of silence. The noise of the outside world is left behind in the outer orbits. Here, in the inner sanctum, there is only the rhythm, or the universe is a cradle. The black hole is the hand that rocks it, and you are the child, safe inside, drifting through the dark, warm currents of the eternal night. We have felt the spin, we have felt the drag, and now, as we look closer at the material caught in this spin, we see that it is beginning to glow. The friction of the dance is creating light. We are about to leave the invisible and see the visible. We are about to witness the most beautiful light show in the universe. The river of light is waiting for us. We have explored the invisible. We have felt the silent weight of gravity and the ghostly shimmer of the quantum ocean. We have allowed ourselves to be carried by the unseen currents of the spinning void. But now, as we drift closer to the center of the galaxy, the darkness begins to change. Out of the obsidian black, a glow appears. At first, it is faint, a deep, dusty red, like the embers of a dying fire. But as we move inward, the light grows stronger. It shifts to amber, then to gold, and finally to a brilliant diamond white. We have arrived at the accretion disk. This is the river of light. It is a vast flat ring of matter swirling around the black hole, a cosmic necklace worn by the King of the Dark. It is here that the universe puts on its most spectacular display of energy, a final, radiant dance before the eternal sleep of the event horizon. Let us understand how this river forms. In the vast emptiness of space, gas and dust are always drifting. Sometimes, an unlucky star wanders too close to the black hole's gravity. But contrary to what we might expect, this matter does not simply fall straight into the hole. The universe rarely moves in straight lines. It prefers the curve. It prefers the spiral. Imagine a stream of water flowing toward a drain. It does not rush directly to the center. It begins to circle. It finds a rhythm. The matter approaching the black hole possesses a quality known as momentum. It is moving, and it wants to keep moving. As gravity pulls it in, the matter tries to swing past. The result of this tug-of-war is an orbit. The gas and dust settle into a flat, spinning disk like the rings of Saturn, but on a much grander and more energetic scale. Here, we witness a beautiful principle of physics known as the conservation of angular momentum. It is a law of balance that governs everything from the formation of galaxies to the pirouettes of a dancer. Imagine a ballerina spinning on a stage. When her arms are stretched out, she turns slowly, gracefully. But when she draws her arms in close to her body, she begins to spin faster. She has not added any new energy. She has simply concentrated the motion she already had. The smaller the circle, the faster the spin. The accretion disk is the ballerina of the cosmos. As the gas and dust spiral inward, moving closer and closer to the black hole, they are like the dancer pulling her arms in. The orbit tightens. The speed increases. Far out at the edge of the disk, the matter moves at a leisurely pace, but down near the center, close to the event horizon, the matter is racing at nearly the speed of light. And where there is motion, there is warmth. The accretion disk is not a lonely place. It is crowded. Countless streams of gas are flowing together, merging and rubbing against one another. As they spin at these incredible speeds, friction begins to take hold. The layers of the disk slide past each other, creating heat. In our daily lives, we know friction as the gentle warmth of rubbing our hands together on a cold day. But here, the friction is powerful enough to light up the dark. The energy of motion is converted into thermal energy. The temperature rises. It rises to thousands of degrees, then millions. In the inner circles of the disk, the temperature can reach 10 million degrees Kelvin. It becomes a plasma, a state of matter, where atoms are stripped of their electrons, glowing with a fierce, pure light. This is why black holes, the darkest objects in the universe, can be surrounded by the brightest structures in the universe. This process is incredibly efficient. It is the most efficient engine in nature. When a star like our Sun burns hydrogen, it converts only a tiny fraction, about 0.7% of its mass into energy. It is a gentle, wasteful burn. But the accretion disk is a master of conversion. As matter tumbles down the gravity well, grinding against its neighbors, it releases between 10 and 40% of its mass as energy. It squeezes every last drop of light out of the stone before letting it fall. Imagine the colors of this disk. On the outer rim, where things are cooler, it glows with a soft infrared warmth. As you move inward, it becomes visible red, then orange, then yellow, and in the center, a ring of blinding ultraviolet and X-ray light. It is a rainbow of gravity. Sometimes, this light is so intense that we call it a quasar. A quasar is a black hole that is feeding. It is a beacon that shines across the entire observable universe. Some quasars are thousands of times brighter than the entire Milky Way galaxy combined. They are the lighthouses of the deep past, signaling to us from billions of years ago. Picture a quasar not as a blinding glare, but as a steady, eternal star in the distance. It is a reminder that even in the grip of the strongest gravity, light can still triumph. The matter is shouting its existence to the cosmos one last time before it vanishes. But not all the matter falls in. The black hole is not just a consumer. It is also a distributor. As the disk spins, it generates powerful magnetic fields. These invisible lines of force twist and turn, winding up like a coiled spring. They create a channel, a pathway that leads away from the black hole. At the north and south poles of the spinning giant, these magnetic field lines open up a narrow escape route. Some of the superheated particles just moments before they would have crossed the event horizon are caught by these fields. they are diverted. They are launched outward. We call these the relativistic jets. Imagine a fountain. Two magnificent beams of matter and energy shooting out from the poles of the black hole. Flying perpendicular to the disk, they travel at merely the speed of light, piercing the interstellar clouds, extending for thousands of light years into the void. They are like the stems of a great cosmic flower, growing out of the dark seed. These jets carry energy and materials out into the galaxy, recycling the star stuff, spreading the elements of creation far and wide. It is a release of pressure. It is the black hole exhaling. If you were to look at a jet coming straight toward you, it would be incredibly bright, an effect known as relativistic beaming, or the lighthouse effect. But from the side, it is a faint, majestic streak, a brushstroke of energy, painted on the canvas of the night. So, the black hole is a complex system. It is not just a hole. It is an engine of flow. Matter flows in through the disk, light flows out through the heat, and energy flows up through the jets. It is a circulation system for the galaxy. Let us drift above this disk now. We are safe, suspended in our dream state, untouched by the heat or the gravity. We are simply watching the river flow. Watch the patterns in the glowing gas. See the eddies and the swirls, like cream mixing into coffee, but on a scale of millions of miles. See the way the light pulses, a slow, rhythmic heartbeat of the accretion process. There is a hypnosis in this motion. The spiral is one of nature's most soothing shapes. It draws the eye inward. It suggests a journey to the center. It suggests a return to the source. As we watch the matter spiral closer to the event horizon, we see the final transition. The light becomes brighter and brighter, peaking in intensity, and then it fades. As the gas crosses the point of no return, the light it emits can no longer escape to us. The river of fire flows over the edge of the waterfall and disappears into the mist. One moment, it is part of the visible universe. The next, it is part of the silence. There is no splash. There is no crash. Just a smooth, continuous transition from being to non-being. The matter carries its history, its mass, and its secrets into the singularity. It has finished its journey. It has joined the heavy, quiet heart of the galaxy. And even as that matter vanishes, new matter is drifting in from the outer edges to take its place. The cycle continues. The river never runs dry. As long as there is dust in the galaxy, the black hole will feast, and the accretion disk will shine. This is the dual nature of the black hole. It is darkness, but it is surrounded by light. It is an end, but it is also a beginning for the energy it recycles. It is a trap, but also a launcher of jets. It holds the universe together in a delicate balance of gravity and motion. Let the image of the river of light settle in your mind, a golden ring spinning slowly in the deep black. A warm hearth in the cold winter of space. You are drifting in the outer currents, far from the heat, far from the speed. You are just a leaf floating in the calm outer waters of the ergosphere. You can feel the gentle rotation, the rocking motion of the frame dragging. You are safe here. The gravity holds you, but it does not crush you. It grounds you. As the light of the accretion disk reflects in your eyes, you feel a sense of connection to the ancient past. The light you are seeing may have started its journey billions of years ago. It has traveled across the expanding universe, past forming galaxies and dying stars, just to reach you tonight. It is old light. It is tired light. And now, like you, it is ready to rest. The brilliance of the quasar softens. The jets fade into the background stars. The spinning disk slows down in your mind's eye, becoming a blur of warm color. We have seen the exterior. We have seen the disk, the jets, and the horizon. But there is one final mystery to explore. One final question to ask before we end our journey. What lies on the other side? We have spoken of the black hole as a place where things end, but the mathematics of general relativity offers a counterpart. If there is a hole that swallows everything, is there a hole that spits everything out? Is there a white hole? And if we could pass through the ring singularity, would we find ourselves there? We are about to take the final step of our voyage. We are going to look into the mirror of the cosmos. We are going to explore the possibility of rebirth. For now, let the river of light fade to a gentle glimmer. Let the warmth of the accretion disk soothe your tired muscles. The universe is glowing for you, keeping watch while you drift deeper into the dark. We have traveled a long way together. We have drifted from the birth of stars to the silence of the event horizon. We have swirled in the rivers of light and felt the gentle tug of the spinning void. But now, as we reach the end of our exploration of the black hole, we find ourselves standing before a mirror. The universe, in its deepest language, loves symmetry. For every up, there is a down. For every left, there is a right. For every positive charge, there is a negative charge. It is a place of balance. And so, we must ask the question: if there is a hole that swallows everything, is there a hole that gives everything back? If we were to take the film of the black hole and play it backward, what would we see? Instead of matter falling into a dark pit, we would see matter rushing out of a bright point. Instead of light being trapped, we would see light blossoming outward, unable to return. Instead of an event horizon that you can enter but never leave, we would see a horizon that you can leave but never enter. We call this theoretical object a white hole. It is the ghost in the machine of mathematics. We have never seen one with our telescopes. We have never found one on our star charts. But the equations of general relativity, the same equations that predicted the black hole long before we found it, suggest that the white hole is possible. It is the cosmic opposite. It is the flip side of the coin. Imagine a fountain. A black hole is like a drain in the bottom of a pool, pulling the water down. A white hole is like a geyser, pushing the water up. It is a source. It is a creator. It is a place where energy and matter flow out into the universe, born from a singularity that lies in the past rather than the future. In the intricate maps of space-time known as Penrose diagrams, which physicists use to chart the infinite, the white hole occupies a quiet corner. It is labeled Region 3. In this region, the flow of time is reversed relative to the black hole. Here, light rays can only travel outward. Think of the beauty of that concept. A place that is pure emission. A place that refuses to hoard. A place that only gives. In this sleepy realm of theory, some physicists have suggested that black holes and white holes are not strangers to each other. They might be the same thing, connected across the vast distances of space and time. This brings us to the wormhole. Imagine the black hole as a mouth, swallowing matter, and imagine the white hole as the other end of the tunnel. The wormhole is the throat that connects them. It is a bridge across the geometry of reality. If you could survive the journey through the rotating ring singularity we visited earlier, if you could navigate the currents of the inner horizon, you might not be crushed. You might find yourself drifting through a tunnel of twisted space. You would be traveling through a corridor where the walls are made of gravity, and at the end of the corridor, you would see a light. Not the light of your old sun, but the light of a new sky. You would emerge from a white hole, perhaps in a distant part of our own universe, millions of light years away. Or perhaps you would emerge in a different universe altogether. It is a dream of travel without movement. A dream of folding the map so that the start and the finish touch each other. Of course, in the harsh light of waking physics, wormholes are unstable. They are fragile threads that would likely snap the moment anything tried to pass through them. But here, in the gentle stability of our imagination, the bridge holds. The path is open. We can drift through the tunnel, protected by the calm of the night, moving from the heavy, tired universe of the black hole to the fresh, bright universe of the white hole. But there is another story about white holes, one that is perhaps even more soothing. It comes from a theory called loop quantum gravity. This theory looks at the very end of a black hole's life. Remember the slow evaporation we spoke of? The Hawking radiation that drains the black hole of its energy over trillions of years? Eventually, the black hole becomes tiny. It shrinks down to the size of a proton. It reaches the smallest possible size allowed by the universe, the Planck size. At this moment, the pressure of the quantum world becomes too great. The gravity can no longer hold the collapse. The material wants to rebound. And so, the black hole undergoes a quantum tunnel event. It flips. In a silent, instantaneous transformation, the black hole turns into a white hole. The drain becomes a fountain. All the information, all the history, all the matter that fell into the black hole over its long life is not lost. It has been stored, compressed in the deep throat of the singularity. And now, as the white hole opens, it is released. It flows back out into the universe. It is a slow, gentle release of ancient secrets. The white hole spews out its contents, sprinkling the cosmos with the dust of the past, before it too fades away. This idea solves the great paradox of information. It tells us that the book was not burned. It was just closed for a very long time, and now it is being opened again. It suggests a cycle of reincarnation for the stars. A star dies to become a black hole. The black hole sleeps for an eternity. And then it wakes up as a white hole to give its substance back to the world. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is destroyed. It is just a long game of hide and seek. And if this is true for a single star, could it be true for the entire universe? This is the final, grandest thought to rest your mind upon, the Big Bounce. We know that our universe began with the Big Bang, a moment of incredible expansion from a tiny point. It was an explosion of space and time, creating everything we see. But does that sound familiar? A point of infinite density expanding outward? Matter rushing away from a center? In the eyes of general relativity, the Big Bang looks mathematically identical to a white hole. Our entire universe, this vast collection of galaxies and nebulae and planets and people, might be the interior of a white hole. We might be living inside the explosion.
And where did this white hole come from?
Perhaps before our universe began, there was another universe. An older, ancient universe. And perhaps that universe eventually stopped expanding. Gravity took hold. It began to contract. It shrank. It fell in on itself. It collapsed into a big crunch. It became a super-universal black hole. But it did not die. It reached that point of quantum bounce. It hit the bottom of the drum and rebounded. The big crunch turned into the big bang. The black hole turned into a white hole. And our universe was born from the ashes of the one that came before. This is the theory of the oscillating universe. It paints reality as a breathing entity. Inhale, exhale, expansion, contraction, big bang, big crunch. It is a heartbeat that spans trillions of years. We are currently in the exhalation phase. We are in the expansion. But one day, far, far in the future, the breath will turn. The universe will inhale again. There is a profound comfort in this rhythm. It removes the fear of the beginning and the fear of the end. There is no true end. There is only the turn of the cycle. We are part of an eternal song that has no final note. We are drifting in a cosmos that is constantly refreshing itself, constantly bouncing back from the dark to find the light again. Let this image fill your mind as you prepare for sleep. You are a microscopic part of this great breath. Your own breath mimics the universe. Inhale, exhale, wake, sleep, activity, rest. You are moving into your own personal contraction phase. You are drawing your energy in. You are turning away from the expansion of the day. You are collapsing gently into the singular point of sleep. But you know that this collapse is not final. You know that on the other side of the night, there is a morning. There is a white hole waiting for you. A moment of waking where you will expand again, refreshed and renewed. The black hole is the night. The white hole is the dawn. And you are the traveler drifting safely between them. The mirror is clear. The symmetry is perfect. The universe is holding you in its balance. We have seen the monsters and we have found them to be guardians. We have seen the darkness and we have found it to be a canvas for the light. We have seen the end and we have found it to be a beginning. The journey through the science of the shadows is complete. The facts have been woven into a blanket for you to rest under. The equations have been softened into a pillow for your head. The river of light flows on. The invisible ocean shimmers. The great spin rocks the cradle, and the cosmic mirror reflects a peace that passes all understanding. You are ready now. You are ready to let go of the concepts, let go of the images, and simply float in the pure, weightless dark. And so our long journey through the shadows comes to a close. We have traveled far tonight. We have drifted away from the familiar shores of Earth and ventured into the deepest, quietest corners of the galaxy. We have stood witness to the ancient balance of the stars, watching them breathe and burn and eventually collapse into the comforting arms of gravity. We have floated at the edge of the event horizon, where time itself learns to stand still. We have felt the gentle, rhythmic spin of the great cosmic dancers, and we have peered into the mirror of the white hole, imagining the endless cycle of rebirth. But now it is time to return. It is time to leave the physics and the theories behind. It is time to let the images of swirling disks and invisible oceans fade gently from your mind's eye. You do not need to carry the weight of this knowledge with you into sleep. You do not need to remember the definitions of singularities, or the mechanics of quantum fields. These are just stories the universe tells itself, and tonight they were simply a vehicle to carry you away from the noise of the day. What remains is not the facts, but the feeling of vastness, the feeling of being held, the feeling that the universe is ancient, steady, and incredibly patient. You are a part of this deep time. The atoms that make up your body, the iron in your blood, and the calcium in your bones were forged in the hearts of the stars we spoke of tonight. You are not a stranger looking up at the sky. You are the sky looking down at itself. You are stardust that has come together for a brief moment to think, to breathe, and to rest. There is a profound comfort in knowing that you belong to this grand design. The same gravity that holds the black hole together is the same gravity that holds you to your bed right now. It is a force of connection. It is a force of grounding. It assures you that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Thank you for drifting through the galaxy with me tonight. We have wandered through ancient starlight and unseen forces, feeling the quiet, turning motion of our cosmic home. If these calm, curious explorations help you unwind, I invite you to like or subscribe. It helps other sleepy souls find their way here too. And now, let all of that drift away. Let the stars dim in the distance. Let the swirling galaxies slow down and dissolve into a soft, uniform darkness. Let the screen of your mind go blank, leaving only a soothing, velvet quiet. Your mind has done enough work for today. It has thought enough thoughts. It has solved enough problems. It has traveled enough miles. Now, it is time to lay down the burden of consciousness. It is time to turn off the lights in the observatory. Bring your attention back to your body. Feel the stillness in your limbs. Feel the heaviness in your eyelids. They are so heavy now, sealed shut by a gentle, natural glue. You could not open them if you wanted to, and you do not want to. It feels so good to keep them closed. Scan your body one last time for any lingering tension. Soften your forehead. Smooth out the space between your eyebrows. Let your eyes sink deep into their sockets, resting on a cool pillow of darkness. Relax your jaw. Unclench your teeth and let your tongue float freely in your mouth. Drop your shoulders, let them fall away from your ears, sinking deeper into the mattress. Feel the support of the bed beneath you, rising up to meet you, cradling your spine, holding your weight completely. You do not need to hold yourself up. You can surrender to gravity. Let that wave of relaxation travel down your arms, through your elbows, into your wrists, and all the way to the tips of your fingers. Your hands are open and soft, empty of tasks, empty of grasping. Let the wave travel down your chest, softening your breath. Inhale slowly and exhale even slower. With every breath out, feel yourself sinking deeper, drifting down, floating down, like a leaf falling gently through still air. Relax your hips, relax your legs, let your knees go soft. Let your feet fall open. You are entirely loose. You are entirely heavy. You are warm, safe, and protected. The universe will continue its dance without you for a while. The stars will continue their long, slow orbits. The black holes will continue their silent watch. The galaxies will continue to spin in the deep dark. Everything is in order. Everything is taken care of. You can let go. There is nothing left to do. There is nowhere left to go. There is only this moment of pure, uninterrupted peace. You are floating in a vast, quiet ocean of sleep. The water is warm and still. Above you, the sky is a blanket of soft, comforting night. You are drifting slowly, effortlessly, moving deeper and deeper into the realm of dreams. Sleep is not an absence. It is a presence. It is a white hole of restoration, waiting to renew you. Let yourself fall into it. Let yourself be carried by the current. Rest now, traveler of the stars. The journey is over. The silence is here. Close your eyes, rest, and dream of a quiet, radiant sea of stars. Good night.